Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's. That's what they need right there. Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down. Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10. Count it and the foul. Two buzzer beaters to his credit. Goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Good! Another! Another! And it's a steal by Soden. Soden to the rim. He's got the layup, and Bedford's got the lead. McGeady drives, Strand open. Three-pointer up and in. Wow. And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Make guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in! Trying to find Bono. Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run off the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Manchester. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. It's the Keene Blackbirds and the Trinity Pioneers. They're on a Tuesday night in the Queen City, one of our favorite places to broadcast from, Trinity High School. And as you can see, the gym continuing to file in. Keene has brought some fans with them. This one is a big one as we head down the stretch in the regular season. Just, 3 weeks of regular season action remaining.
Crazy.
And Keene, under head coach Ray Boulay, they find themselves right now at the top of the Division I standings at 10-1. They have the division's longest win streak intact right now as well, 9 straight, hoping to get another big win on the road tonight. Of course, Trinity, under second-year head coach Ray Farmer. They started 4-0, have stumbled a bit over the last couple of weeks. Losers of 3 of their last 4, including the previous 2. A defeat against Alvern back on Friday night was a tight contest, but nonetheless, Trinity now at 8-4. Sole possession of 6th place right now in the D1 standings.
Well, I think in terms of games that they've lost, they don't match up very well size-wise with a lot of teams. They're not a big team. Bench players, Trinity, not very big. Right now, we look at a Keene team that's long, lengthy. You know, even their guards have some size. We saw, Messiah come down, throw down a dunk or two in the game we watched it against Nashua South, which was a great game, by the way. That was an early game for us during the season, and they've looked fantastic ever since then for the most part. Trinity just defensively, they're so good, but I think they may struggle offensively occasionally just because, like I said, size. They don't really have that right now go-to big-time scorer that they've had in the past, but they do have a lot of guys that can score. They needed to have someone step up, usually Torres or O'Neal, try and say that fast, or O'Neal. Those two guys are their kind of leaders, I think. What do you, a sophomore and a senior?
Yes.
Right? And the rest of the guys are juniors, right, for the most part. So they have a lot of life coming back next year as well. So should be a fun game tonight. Defense, I think, versus offense.
All right, the teams are excited as they head towards the sideline. We are getting set for the introductions of the starting lineups. After that, the national anthem, and then tip-off at the bottom of the hour. 2 of perhaps the top 5 teams in T1 squaring off here tonight with 3 weeks to go in the regular season. Keene and Trinity coming up next. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
And starting at the sophomore, number 11, Colin Charbonneau. The Pioneers are coached by Mr. Ray Farmer. And now, if everybody could please rise and lift your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Well, there it is, the national anthem getting us set for tip-off here in Manchester. Keene and Trinity in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. Keys, quickly, Justin, both ways. Blackbirds and Pioneers, what needs to happen?
Keys for Keene tonight are going to be on the offensive end and how they attack Trinity's defense. On the other side, and also turnovers, right? Eliminate or limit the number of turnovers against this ferocious Trinity defense. Trinity, on the other hand, defensively they have to be good. They have to play smart. They can't over try and maybe what would you call the word there? I'm not going to go with that word anyway.
Don't want to be too aggressive. Right?
No, not too aggressive. Just kind of stay within yourself. You're at home. You need to get a win here, right? They've lost, 3 out of the last 4.
Yep.
So you want to kind of get on a new roll as we go along. How are they going to match up tonight? It's going to be interesting, though. I think the good offense versus a really good defense should be interesting.
Connor Bishop set to take the tip for Trinity against Fitch Hennessy, one of 5 seniors for Keene. Loose ball ends back up with Hennessy, and we are underway from the Queen City. Tonight's officials, Andy Paul and Peter Burkhart Jr. Meanwhile, a travel is called.
An early turnover, kind of shuffled his feet on the spin move. Didn't see much. Let's take a look in the replay and see that. Yeah, he kind of took an extra step in the spin. And both teams are in a man, too, to start, so.
First trip for Trinity. Pioneers at 8-4. Good enough right now for the number 6 seed in D1 with 3 weeks to play. Here's the sophomore. It's Torres. One dribble. In some trouble, lost the basketball. And Keene is going to force a takeaway.
That's good man-to-man defense as well. Force a turnover, but we have to remember, don't reach. We've seen so many fouls now. Guys are reaching, and they're getting caught.
Here's a three-pointer. Case and Abbott can't connect from the wing, and Hennessy is called for an over-the-back foul. A good box out there by Torres to warrant the whistle. It's the first team foul either way.
Not much contact, a little body on that. Jumped over him for the most part and kind of tipped it. A lot of times they'll let that go if there's not a big push, but a little body down low.
Pioneers looking to get on the board. And Bishop may have dragged that left pivot put on the plant and is called for the travel. So the turnover bug biting both teams here early in the opening minute.
Yeah, kind of early. We always know keep the turnovers around 10 or under, and you're going to be in good shape. Get more than 10, teams tend to end up on the losing end.
Pioneers going to get out and challenge here defensively in a man-to-man. Messiah's pass is knocked loose and stolen. Jamar Gregory Aline comes up with the theft. Charbonneau inside out sets up Torres for three. He can't hit from the corner. There's Messiah clearing the glass for Keene. He's going to power out himself.
Like Messiah, long ball handling point guard, jumps well, very athletic.
There's Fontaine trying to spin out of the corner, glides along the baseline, can't connect, ends up with the ball on the ground in the paint. It's loose. Fennessy, his teammate, comes away with the Blackbirds and a second chance now for Keene. Fontaine open on the wing. That three is a back iron miss. Rebound Trinity, they want to run. Up the floor, this pass is too strong. And out of bounds, Xander McBorney, the Goffstown native. Had the right idea there, but that pass sails on him. So now it's a zone press here for the first time by Trinity. Into the corner. That one spiked off the leg of the defender. A heads-up play by Jamal Stanley to keep it with Keene.
Interestingly enough, Sean O'Neill not in the game today, and he's on the bench in street clothes. That could be very problematic as we go forward. Their senior leader. I was kind of looking around. All of a sudden I realized, wait, he's not in the game. He's not even dressed.
You know, this one rolls into the backcourt. Just in front of Coach Boulay at the head of the Keene bench. And is turned over.
That's three each, Nick. I don't know what's going on this early. Wow.
Still scoreless, over 2 minutes gone by. Pioneers hoping to revive this crowd here and get on the board first, but McBorney is called, I believe, for a carry there.
Yep. He held it, turned it over, and kind of held it there. You know what? That's another thing, though, too, that the game has evolved to the point where carrying is kind of a thing now, but you can't hold it up there that long.
Fontaine, good spin move.
A lot of contact.
That's Hennessy, rather. No whistle. Pioneers looking to make them pay in transition, and there's Gregory Aline for the game's first two. The junior able to go off the glass. And Trinity's out in front 2-zip. There's that 2-2-1 press. Keene trying to break it. They go to Fontaine, who can't hit the layup. Torres the rebound, wants to run. Crossover has the trailer. McBorney, good look at the tray, knocks it down.
McBorney rebounding, hitting threes, playing well, usually a bench player.
5 quick points for Trinity. It's 5-0. Hennessy, Messiah, a look at the rim. The double team comes. He gives up the dribble. Now Hennessy in the high post. Trying to cycle it around. Abbott going to pull it out. Good defensive effort here so far for Trinity.
Got to watch the hands. You notice Charbonneau, a little bit of body banging going on. Off last time down.
Fontaine up top. Abbott, another three attempt. Back iron miss. And there's Bishop, able to extend both arms to haul in that rebound. Pioneers clear the deck. Now slow it down with McBorney, trying to make this a 3-possession game. Junior's going to look over and have a quick exchange with Coach Farmer. And Torres back to McBorney. Midway through, first quarter. Pioneers looking to score on their third straight possession. They'll draw a foul here as Bishop is knocked to the floor along the baseline.
Not a lot there. Good drive to the basket. Trying to set some screens. They kind of missed their screening. Try to get some backdoor cuts, backdoor picks. Let's see if they run an out-of-bounds play here.
Meanwhile, that's number 2 on Fitch Hennessy. There's both Keene team fouls and both fouls, period, here in this first period. McBorney for 3. That one a little too deep. It's tipped back out to the shooter. Drops it off for Torres. Never quite had it. Loses it. And it's stolen away by Fontaine. Keene's got a new player in. It's Alex Holmes, the junior. first sub to see action either way.
They got to make sure they keep it inside. Keene has been hit a couple times attacking the basket. A couple fouls should have been called, I believe. Like
Spin
that.
move. Stanley going to draw contact there and does get the whistle.
Yeah, exactly like that. They've kind of, Trinity's gotten away with a couple of good body shots early.
So Keene yet to score in this first quarter. They're going to hope the junior Jamal Stanley can break the ice here, and he will.
They're a relatively high-scoring team, too, Nick. We should see, I would think, eventually quite a few points, but Trinity defensively is so good that most of the games they play are not high-scoring games. It doesn't feel like their intensity level, though, is there right now compared to what we have seen. They're playing well, but it's not quite there like it has been.
Stanley a 1-for-2 trip, the rebound for Gregory Aline. New player on the floor for Trinity, that's Connor Cody, one of the juniors. Meanwhile, Torres, crafty finish there, first field goal for the sophomore forward.
Back with the 2-2-1 zone press.
Long pass, Abbott can't save it as the ball is rolled out of bounds. Pioneers force another giveaway.
Not a great pass, but he was knocked flat down from behind. Probably should have been called for a foul, even though the turnover would have happened either. I mean, He got hit. That should have been a foul.
Uncatchable, as they would say in the NFL.
Yeah, that was kind of out of bounds, up in the air, way too high.
Gregory Aline, he's going to head to the free throw line. The junior able to dip that right shoulder and create the friction there. Third team foul against Keene, and the first against senior Javon Messiah. So here is Jamar Gregory Aline. We saw him part of that rotation last year. As a sophomore, played well off the bench. He's warranted a starting spot this year and has contributed consistently.
Yeah, I think he's earned it. He's quick. Defensively, he's really hard to get around. He stays in front like he's supposed to, and he rebounds.
Meanwhile, a foul after the free throw miss. And it's against Trinity.
So right now, Trinity too trying to pump themselves up defensively. You see that clapping, trying to get fired up defensively?
There's a steal. Gregory Aline loses it on the way up. Good defensive play. It'll stay, though, with Keene. Looked like it was Colin Charbonneau. Known for his sharpshooting on offense, playing the passing lane well there on defense.
Yeah, last time we saw him, he shot really well at Merrimack against some of his people.
He's a Merrimack native, knocked down 6 3-pointers in a win a few weeks back over Merrimack. Here he is with the basketball. There's the range. That one, though, is too strong. Messiah out of a crowd. Down the lane, had it punched loose by Cody. Poked ahead to Torres, bounced past McBorney.
Great pass, unselfish basketball.
McBorney with 5 in this first quarter. It's 10-1 Trinity. A dream start for the home team. Meanwhile, a step-through move by Holmes and a pretty finish near the iron.
And that's exactly how you beat that press. You try and get the ball to the middle, and there's Keene also trying to trap.
First 2 off the bench for Holmes. First field goal for Keene.
So full court press, attacking the full court press, you have to be patient. You can move the ball side to side, but you look to get the ball to the middle and the sideline are usually where it's going to be open if you consistently move the ball side to side.
Meanwhile, a patient possession here for Trinity against Keene's man-to-man.
Yeah, Keene doing a good job.
Backdoor, Charbonneau had it poked loose. Gregory Aline underneath, can't get the wraparound. Ultimately, Fontaine clears the glass for the Blackbirds. Abbott full speed down the lane, wild layup attempt won't go. Torres, another rebound. Torres down the lane, driving kick, good pump fake. Gregory Aline slips it back to Torres for 2.
Another example of unselfish basketball.
Excellent ball movement there. Torres with 4, the lead back to 9 at 12-3. Abbott breaks the press, whips it to Stanley, who cans the 3.
Good looking 3 from Stanley, and they broke the press perfectly that time. Ball went to the middle, and then they went to the sideline and attacked it that way.
Quick timeout here with just over a minute to go first quarter. Trinity doubling up Keene early, 12-6. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance. Get you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com and also girls.nhtomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, along with Justin Gorham here, Trinity, in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance, leading Keene here early, 12-6, and looking pretty good defensively.
Absolutely. Now we see Keene in a 1-3-1 full court press. Right? Middle is covered in this case, so you want to look deep sideline and opposite corners as well. Opposite corners wide open. You look down the floor, there's that middle.
It leads to an open corner three, and that's right in the wheelhouse of Colin Charbonneau.
He's one guy you do not want to leave open.
His first from deep. The lead is back to 9. And now a double team and a steal at midcourt. Charbonneau, a spin move. Charbonneau is knocked down and will head to the free throw line.
He's a feisty player.
Another Keene turnover. This 2-2-1 press has already impacted this basketball game in a positive way for Trinity.
Absolutely. You know, right now, too, they're not being very patient. Like I said early in the beginning, you have 10 seconds to get the ball across the floor, right? They have 7 turnovers early, and it's just, you know, just kind of throwing the ball away when they don't need to or over-dribbling. Presses aren't broken very well when you dribble too much, especially a zone press. You have to pass the ball to the areas, pass and cut, but don't dribble.
Charbonneau 2 for 2, 5 points in his first quarter. Keene again looking to deal with this zone press. Hennessy splits a double team, comes down the lane, but can't hit the layup. Ball out of bounds, and last touch by Hennessy. So again, another stop for the Pioneers. That at least allows the Keene defense to set up here again. It looks like a zone press. Now they're going to retreat to a man, it looks like.
They initially were going to do, I thought, 1-3-1 like they did the last time. Which
Pioneers looking for the final shot here. 10 seconds. Gregory Aline looks over at Coach Farmer.
Have to attack.
Defended by Abbott. Goes right at Abbott. Back to Charbonneau. To the elbow. Off balance. No. Kept alive by Torres. And that'll do it. A great start for Trinity here at home. Trying to end a 2-game skid. They're out in front 17-6. Their largest lead. Coming 8 minutes in. Keene looking to rebound when we come back. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Right, seen a lot of back iron misses. Well, 17-6, great start for Coach Farmer's Pioneers. Trinity out in front by their largest lead. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Big game in D1. Keene is the top team in Division I, coming into tonight with a 10-1 record. They've won 9 in a row. Trinity, despite a 2-game skid, right behind them at 8-4 and looking for a victory on their home floor. Meanwhile, this one is blocked. Rejected by Holmes, and then a foul here in the backcourt against Trinity.
And isn't Fitch Hennessy in foul trouble as well? He has 2 fouls, but they have him back in the game. They put him back in actually at the end of last quarter as well. That's bold. It's a bold coaching move. Well, now we're in a zone. We're in a rare Trinity 1-2-2 sort of a, half-court trap. Right? You're going to try and trap the corners. You want to keep the ball out of the corners.
Holmes double team, poke loose and stolen. Gregory Aline again. Leans in and gets the banker.
The Gregory Aline basket. He leaned.
I like how you did that.
Into that. You led me right into it.
He's played well early. He has now 5 points. Good ball movement here leads to a Fontaine drive and score.
Ooh, I thought Fontaine was going to throw that one down.
May have thought about it, had his eye on the rim there, settled with the banker, and gets his first 2. Keene gets a much-needed basket. Back within 11 now, looking for a stop with a minute gone by in this second quarter. Here's Torres, head down, into the lane, blocked by Fontaine. Fontaine able to get control, and now it's Abbott up top. Blackbirds looking for back-to-back buckets for the first time in this first half.
They need it. They need timely baskets right now.
That 3 attempt rattles out. Good offensive rebound by Abbott. Second chance coming for Keene, and now a foul is called as Holmes is knocked to the ground.
So a little too much dribbling. That's why they've lost a couple of those. Right? Holmes is one of your bigger players, one of your bigs, as they say, a big. He kind of over-dribbling a few times, turned the ball over at half court, didn't need to. So they need to move the ball. They're better when they move the ball. And Messiah usually, or Hennessy, attacks, and they get something out of that.
Pass tipped, stolen. Up ahead, Gregory Aline, easy layup. Well, he's just been a problem defensively in the middle of that Trinity press.
Too many turnovers up top, Nick. Way up top. Just keep turning the ball over.
9 first-half giveaways by Keene. Offense trying to settle down here with Jamal Stanley handling the ball. And now a timeout is called by Coach Boulay. It's a 30-second Keene timeout, with Trinity having grown the lead now to 13 for the first time at 21-8. We remind you, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube at FNLNH Media, trying to really increase that subscriber base as we head down the stretch here in the winter season. Just 3 regular season weeks remaining. Then, of course, tournament time. We'll have coverage across the state, all 4 divisions, boys and girls. So make sure to like and subscribe. Friday Night Lights New Hampshire on YouTube at FNLNH Media.
And tourney time is crazy, everybody out there watching. We have fans all over the country. Even other countries have been able to VPN that and watch our broadcast, so everybody can see it. I got people out in California that watch. You made a great point off the air, though, getting back to this, that Keene has had ample opportunities to have this game even be closer than it is now, because right now it could get out of hand. They've missed easy layups from the front, right? So my rule was, from the front, if you don't dunk it, you better find the glass.
Right.
Otherwise, those are really hard back rimmers. They come right out, and they're just hard. It's a very difficult shot to make.
2-3 zone out of the timeout by Trinity. Messiah, Keene's leading scorer, can't bank that one. And then touches the basketball with his left foot out of bounds under the basket.
I mean, he got hit going that drive, too. I thought maybe a little too much contact. Probably should have got a free throw or 2 on that one. Well, always 2, unless he makes it.
Trinity, a chance to go up 15 for the first time here. Maybe 16 with a 3. Bishop looking for a step on the baseline, and he does draw a foul. Bump there by Holmes. That is the first team foul against Keene here in this second quarter.
Wow, we already have 3 fouls on the board.
And it's the first against Alex Holmes. Charbonneau for 3. That one halfway down, pops out. Hennessy nearly lost the rebound there, but eventually the officials weigh in that ball out of bounds back to Keene. Good effort there by Bishop.
It's a rare 2-3 zone from Trinity. We don't see much zone at all, but you know what? I like it. You got to be able to mix it up.
Hennessy trying to lean into contact there. Ball poked back out for Holmes. Sets up Messiah for 3. Line drive miss. Offensive rebound, Stanley. And there's the putback.
That is a strong rebound by Stanley. They need more of that. Attack shots that they miss. Follow your shot. Offensive rebounding for them right now to get themselves back in the game. They're down by 11.
McBorney with a pull-up. He's looked good. 7 points.
He has.
In this first half for the junior shooting guard.
What do you have to do? O'Neal's out. O'Neal's what, a 15, 16 point per game scorer? You got to make up for that. McBorney's doing a great job coming off the which is normally the bench.
Messiah for three. I want to round the rim and out, and now an over-the-back foul is going to be called against Stanley. A great box out by Bishop there to draw the whistle.
The only negative part of that, Bishop was holding him. Had one hand wrapped around him on the bottom, and I don't think that shouldn't have been called. That was a hold, so you could have gone either way with that. He really didn't touch much, and Bishop had a hold of him.
Midway through, second quarter. And a travel here. Well, the Pioneers, in the opening 2 minutes, turned the ball over 4 times. That's their first since, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. They have 5. That's it. Early 4. But now we got Keene has 11. And this is what Trinity does, everyone. They cause and create havoc, and turnovers are rampant when you play against Trinity.
Hennessy to the rim, collision. And a foul here defensively is going to go against Trinity. They got Bishop for the foul, and
that was close. Hennessy almost got called for that third foul.
They are going to send Hennessy to the free throw line. You're right, he was in danger, perhaps.
Very close.
Of getting whistled for the charge. But nonetheless, a hard take. We've seen him on those dives to the basket frequently in this first half.
Well, the cheerleaders took a shot in the face. Got to watch out. Make sure they're a little too close. You really can't be on the baseline here as a cheerleader. You got to kind of be on the sidelines in the corners. When a referee's put his hand up and hit her in the face.
Yeah, that is Peter Burkhardt over there making sure that she's okay. I think she'll rebound here momentarily. Meanwhile, Hennessy, as active as he's been, scoreless so far in this game.
Shocking, because he's one of the guys when we saw at the overtime game hit shots, crucial shots at the end of the game to win the game.
Been a big part of the program for several years now, and is one of 5 seniors on this Keene roster. Going to miss the free throw here. Meanwhile, subs, Coach Boulay and Coach Farmer are going to go to the bench. Fontaine, a well-deserved break for Keene. Very short rotation here. Just 6 players in black have seen the floor in this first half. Fontaine 0 for 2. Also, Jaden August is on for Trinity. He grabs the rebound off the Hennessy miss. So 23-10, inside of 4 minutes to go, second quarter. Trinity has played with the lead throughout the game. Looking for their 9th victory of the season. Off-balance shot and a friendly roll for August.
Indeed, that was. I don't even think he was ready for that. Sneaky pass by Charbonneau on the assist.
15-point lead, largest lead for Trinity. Extra pass, Stanley ready to fire, and he's fouled in the act.
Yeah, got hit in 3.
Going to shoot three free throws there. A little bit of a bump perhaps on the landing.
Yeah, not a lot, but enough. I think there was a hand, I thought, maybe, in the waist area on the shot as well, but I was trying to see who was going to get that rebound, but there was something.
Charbonneau upset. He's hit with his first, team's 4th.
Yeah,
so Trinity is up against the foul limit. Meanwhile, Stanley cashes in on the free throw. He's 2 for 3 now at the line in this first half. Trying to will his team back into it. He shouldered the offensive load, 7 of 11 for Keene.
Well, they need to make some of these shots. Are getting wide open shots, free throws. In order to come back, you got to make some of these. 25-11. If you get down too much further, Keene can slow the game down. They can do all kinds of different things to sort of make it more difficult for Keene to come back.
Stanley 2 for 3 there. Keene a 2-2-1 press of their own. We saw this from Trinity earlier. McBorney, no look pass. Charbonneau surrounded up top. Gregory Aline, driving kick. Torres, Charbonneau goes to the hole. Good pump fake, and there's the foul.
Yeah, great pump fake. Keene did a really nice job trapping twice, but you can't let the player step through the trap either. You got to make sure you get your feet together. That's how you teach someone to avoid a trap. Trap comes, you split the trap.
Meanwhile, Holmes is hit with his second, so Coach Boulay going to have to juggle some things here over the final 3 minutes. Fitch Hennessy and now Alex Holmes both with 2. Free throw for Charbonneau. He's perfect at the line in this first half. 4 for 4, 7 points to lead Trinity.
Yeah, he's not a guy you want to foul. You don't want to put him at the line. He's a good shooter, good three-point shooter. There's a trap again. See, Trinity now their level of defensive intensity has improved as we've gone along.
Drive and dump, Messiah, no. That may have been tipped on the way up. It was tipped on the way out.
Tipped him.
And will stay here.
Definitely tipped a couple times.
With Keene. So we get a look there. Good hard take by Holmes, who was given good minutes off the bench. Leads to a Messiah shot. He's been under wraps so far, looking for his first points. And just a tough rim there as well as that one rolls off.
They just can't find it.
Open look, Torres can't cash in. Rebound, had Hennessy. Long outlet, Messiah. Down the lane. Whirl that one off the back iron. McBorney out of a crowd the other way.
Again, fellas, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls watching the game, those.
Nice pass, and now Torres again gets 3 defenders in the air. One of them's going to be hit with a foul.
Layups from the front, you guys, right? When you watch the game, layups or floaters from the front of the basket are one of the most difficult shots in basketball. People don't realize that. Dunk it or find the glass.
Meanwhile, Holmes has just picked up his third for Keene. Both teams are now up against the foul limit with 2:14 to go until halftime.
And you're right. Only a 6-player rotation at this point. You may have to change that as we go forward.
Torres the free throw. Fontaine back on for Holmes. So still only 6 players have seen action for Keene. Coming up at halftime, stats, highlights, analysis, full recap, out-of-town scoreboard. All that at the break. Torres 1 for 2. Hennessy is 4th rebound for Keene. It's been the high man on the glass. Another trap here by Trinity. Backdoor feed, and it's off the fingertips of Fontaine.
And they did a good job splitting the trap. Did everything right for the most part on that possession with a good pass underneath, just couldn't handle it.
2 minutes even to play.
Now they're back in their 2-2-1 press. Got to get something out of it. If you're going to press, though, you got to get something out of it.
McBorney into the corner. Charbonneau ready to fire, and he knocks it down again. His second from deep. He's the first player either way to hit the double-figure mark with 10. Meanwhile, Messiah jammed up on the release. Torres is knocked to the ground. And this one is going to belong to Trinity as a foul coming against Keene in the backcourt.
Frustration, little frustration foul. Charbonneau's got to be careful himself. A little talking after the 3. Got to make sure he maintains his composure, guys. We've seen this happen before. Guys don't like it when you're getting drubbed and you start talking, right? So you got to be cool.
Meanwhile, that's number 2 against Stanley as well. So the Keene foul trouble really starting to brew.
Wow.
In the final 100 seconds here before the break.
So wait, what do we have? We have Hennessy with 2. We have
Hennessy with 2. Stanley with 2. And on the sideline now is Alex Holmes with 3.
Oh, my goodness. And they're only playing 6 right now. He's going to have to go deeper into that bench. And Torres hit that first free throw. Sorry about that.
He's 2 for 3 in this first half at the line. He's got another one there. Another productive trip for Trinity. Their lead continuing to grow. 21 now at 33-12. Final 90 seconds first half. Messiah trying to body his way into the lane. There's the jump hook, and it finally rolls for the youngster.
He needed to see the ball go through the basket. Sometimes you just need to see that happen one time just so you feel better about your shot.
Meanwhile, Torres couldn't quite reel it in. It's taken away in the paint.
A rare Trinity turnover in the first half.
Half a dozen. 3-pointer off target. McBorney off the bounce, the rebound for Trinity.
Stanley better be careful. Then over the back again, almost called there, and a bump.
Oh, beautiful. Gregory Aline, little underhanded assist. Torres an easy 2.
That crowd cheers for the assist, I hope. That was beautiful.
Both players have been outstanding in this first half. Offensive rebound, Hennessy. He goes right back up. That's his first field goal and points of the night.
Now, those are the kind of plays they need. Strong plays, use the glass.
Meanwhile, a travel here called along the sideline. So there's the double team.
That is, you're right. The trap
works
did a
for
good
Keene.
job that time.
Yep. And they'll have the basketball back here with just under 32 seconds in this first half. Down now 19, trying to chip away before they head to the locker room.
See if they can get into the 20s. Maybe get a basket here and a steal going down the other way, and just see if you can get at least to 20.
Fontaine looking for help. Ball goes off his teammate's leg. Stanley tried to help him out, not the spacing there.
No.
On that trip.
Again, when you double, when one team doubles, there is always someone else open on the floor. Again, step through the trap. See if you can make a good pass. Oh, look, we have a rare sub of someone we haven't seen yet, right? Dan
Not quite ready there on the sideline.
He's not coming in.
New Keene player is Dan Millay, the junior. He's going to be sent back to the scorer's table.
Not sure why he couldn't get in. Don't know, but.
All right, so Trinity in a good spot here for perhaps the last shot. They look to milk down the clock. 10 seconds. McBorney, another killer crossover, then a big block from behind by Messiah.
Yeah, crossover. He got beat. Messiah got beat, but man, did a really good job recovering. Great recovery.
Blocked that one on the way down. You can see there.
No, he's a leaper. He's an athlete.
8 seconds left for Trinity. Ball ends up top. Charbonneau with 5. McBorney, good ball fake. Three-pointer, in and out. And no good. Hennessy's 6th rebound, a game high, will bring us to halftime. A big first half for the home team. Trinity out in front 35-16. Keene with some work to do if they want to keep their 9-game win streak alive. But so far, the night has belonged to the Pioneers. They led by as many as 21 a moment ago. 19 is the deficit at the break.
That was just an outstanding defensive effort. And teams that you scouted Trinity. I would imagine everybody scouted everyone at this point by now. So everyone has seen at least some footage. Maybe our footage. Probably our footage, right? Hopefully and probably. So you know they're going to play defense well. You know they're going to pressure is going to be all over the floor. They're going to trap. They're going to try and create turnovers. They have 14 turnovers they've created already in the first half against the number 1 team in the division. Has turned the ball over 14 times. So your adjustment is what? It's very simple. Stop turning the ball over and make some shots.
Easier said than done in this gym against this team. 35-16. Coming up at halftime, a look back at that first half stats, highlights, analysis, and a busy night statewide as well. The scores are going to start to trickle in. We'll get them to you as well with our Tuesday night scoreboard. Halftime in Manchester. Back in a moment. You are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Back here in Manchester, we're at halftime. Trinity out in front of Keene, 35-16. After a lopsided first half for the home team, Trinity looked good, a number of different scorers contributing. But of course, the engine that made the train move, so to speak, was that Pioneer defense, particularly the 2-2-1 zone press that produced 14 Keene giveaways and held several of Keene's top scorers on the season below their averages, at least so far. Pioneers led by as many as 21 in that second quarter. Keene riding a 9-game win streak, hoping to make some adjustments, hoping some of those bounces perhaps can go their way in the second half.
Well, it was a 17-6 first quarter score, essentially an 18-10 second quarter score. Trinity just nonstop turnover after turnover. They've doubled, right? They've created double the number of turnovers they have. So 14-7. Trinity only has 7 turnovers, and Keene just hasn't been able to find the basket, right? They've missed easy layups that, usually they would make. You have a guy like Hennessy who probably averages around 16, 17 points. He has 2, right? 2 points. Messiah, another guy who can score 16, 17 points a game. He has 2. So those guys have to kind of generate some offense. Once they do, I think we might see a closer game. They can kind of creep back. What do you want to always say? We want to get this down to about 10 by the end of the third quarter. If they do that, then they're in the game, because we've seen them get into the game like that before.
Yep. Yeah, Keene, no stranger to the extra session if that's what it takes tonight. Had a double overtime victory in the season opener against Merrimack, and then we saw them in double OT prevail against Nashua South back in the early part of the season. Speaking of the regular season, just 3 weeks remaining on the calendar. Final regular season day, at least in Division I, is February the 25th, with the tournament beginning shortly after that. These two teams with tournament dreams, at least so far. 2 of the top 6 in the standings. Keene, number 1 overall at 10-1. Trinity in the 6th spot at 8-4. Meanwhile, this one up and in for Jamal Stanley. He has held his own tonight despite his team's woes. He's got 10 of the 18 for Keene, and he's the first to double figures for the Blackbirds.
Yeah, woes is the perfect word for what has happened so far. And that was against the 2-3 zone. We haven't seen Trinity play 2-3 zone much, but right now their bench isn't very deep either. You don't have O'Neal playing.
Good flash by Bishop, can't get the layup, and then a foul. No, a jump ball is called in the lane as Stanley and Torres are tied up. Possession arrow will keep it here.
Yeah, that could have gone either way. I could have called a foul on that. They could have, who knows? Good rebound by both players getting after it.
These officials have done a good job. Just the 2-man crew tonight, Pete Burkhart, Andy Paul, have let them play, so to speak.
Oh, yes, they have.
But have kept everything in control. Nearly a minute gone by, third quarter. Torres flashes high post. 15-footer is too strong. Messiah with his third rebound for Keene. Going to bring it himself into the front court. Look to attack. Slices down the lane. Banks it. And the foul.
Beautiful looking shot. They need a little bit of a spark, and that could be it.
Tough angle there on that back
Very
attempt.
tough.
Didn't matter as Messiah able to put his head down and score the basketball, as he's done so often throughout his career at Keene.
Old school three-point play, right? Got to make the free throw. This is how you have to do it. You have to try and find ways to get them excited and just make some of the shots they didn't make in the first half.
The free throw miss was corralled by Torres. That's his 4th rebound for Trinity. He's the high man on the glass for the Pioneers. Bishop down the lane. Bank, no. Trying to follow his own miss, and then a reach-in foul is going to be called against Stanley.
Yeah, they don't need that. Stanley, I think he had 2 fouls, right, in the first half.
That is number 3 against the junior. And you could see trying to explain his case.
Please don't call that.
To the officials. He's the second Keene player in foul trouble here with 3. His replacement onto the floor is the other with 3. That's Alex Holmes, who played well off the bench in that first half.
He did. He just has to make sure he does his job and his responsibilities, right? Rebound, play good defense, and see if he can get easy baskets around the rim.
McBorney, an open look for 3. Punched loose by Bishop. It ends up, though, with Fontaine for the Blackbirds and a foul here at midcourt.
A little, you know what we're seeing too right now? A little more energy from Keene. First half, they weren't quite as feisty, I guess you would say it, right? Now they're showing a little bit of aggressiveness, right? You're down by so many that you have to kind of find something. There's something in there if you can grab onto it.
They are chipping away, however. Trail by as many as 21. It's down to 15, and now a late whistle and a foul here against McBorney. Got a piece of the elbow on the strip attempt.
He did. Late call. Looked like he picked his pocket. Looked like a good play, but again, that's that reach. Came right across the top. Hit him in the nose, yeah. He called it late because you couldn't really tell initially. And then when he went down and grabbed his face, I mean, maybe he sold it, but I don't know. I think
that's
he got hit.
That's the third team foul against Trinity. The first against McBorney. 2 minutes in, third quarter. Keene going to turn it over here.
Missed the cutter. Cutter was there early.
However, McBorney loses it in the backcourt, and then a foul as Fontaine was in the act.
Chaos. A little bit of chaos here to start the second half.
So you see there the steal by Fontaine and then McBorney over the shoulder. With the foul on the shot attempt. That's the second on McBorney in the last few seconds.
Yeah,
and
very
second
close.
In the game.
Close block. Almost got the block. A little body.
Fontaine's first trip to the line tonight. He's been productive on the window with 4 rebounds. 3 points after that make. Leaves the second one short. Ends back up with Murray, who powers it in off the glass.
Holmes, Alex Holmes, I think, right? That was Alex Holmes, right, I think. 23?
Yeah, excuse me, Holmes with his second field goal.
Yes.
4 points off the bench for the junior, and now a 30-second timeout is going to be called here by Trinity. Meanwhile, the clock continuing to tick. Now it is stopped.
Got to add some time there,
Yeah,
right?
5:46. They may add a few seconds. We'll see.
I don't think they noticed that.
Either way, this is what you want if you're Keene. Down as many as 21 late in that second quarter. Just 2 minutes and change into the third quarter. They're back within a dozen.
Yeah, they almost cut it in half. They almost cut that lead in half. So getting down to 12, right? We just said get it down to 10. You get it down to 10 in the fourth quarter, right? You feel good. Now you're at 12, lots of time left, and the foul situation is 4-1, so they're going to go to the free throw line quite frequently.
What have you seen here in the first 2 minutes and 14 seconds that was different from what we saw from Keene in the first half?
Like I said a minute ago, I think energy is different, much different. They're taking advantage of the steals that they do get or the turnovers that Trinity has, and they're scoring the basketball. In the first half, they missed most of the shots they've made this half.
Right.
I mean, Messiah made that shot, the traditional three-point play, and that was the most difficult shot of the game, I think, so far.
And now another zone look defensively here from Keene coming out of the timeout.
It looks like a 3-2 zone, so you want to get out on the shooters. Middle's wide open. That's what hurt Trinity when they played zone on the other end. The middle was wide open. Same thing applies here. You got to make sure you stop the middle against the zone. Or with the zone, you have to stop the middle. Everything happens once the ball goes to the high post. Everything wonderful happens.
Nearly 3 minutes in. Long trip here for Trinity. They take their time with the diagnosis.
And they're trying to figure out what they're doing. It's a little tricky because now it looks like it morphs almost into a 2-3 as well. It's a very, 3-2, 2-3. It kind of switches.
Charbonneau up top, McBorney.
Patience.
There it is in the high post. Torres down the lane, left-hand finish.
What did I just say? Everything wonderful happens when the ball goes to the high post.
He's in double figures now with 11. Sophomore has played well. Three-pointer, Holmes too strong. And then Messiah can't keep it in bounds on the weak side. Rebound attempt. It's Trinity basketball.
And that's what I always say. Not everyone is a three-point shooter. Not everyone.
If it's open, you take it, though, right? If it's within the offense.
You want to say that, but I don't think everybody should take that. You can take it.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're a good shooter, but not everybody on the team's a three-point shooter. That's not a shot that, hey, well, maybe nowadays everybody can, but.
There's the high post again. This time it's a 14-footer from the elbow. Torres back-to-back buckets. Midway through third quarter, Trinity starting to rebuild that big lead. It's a 16-point gap.
It's the hardest thing to do in the zone is to stop ball getting to the high post, but it's the most necessary thing you have to do. When you watch teams play that play zone, though, they don't guard it a lot, and teams don't throw the ball there because they're so worried about threes.
Fontaine gives you reason to worry. Knocks down the three. Good ball movement on that trip.
Yeah, excellent ball movement.
And Fontaine doubled his point total there on that shot. He's got 6.
Both teams, last couple times in possessions, great ball movement and patience. Both teams. Still in that zone, the 3-2 zone, but they're...
Skip pass. McBorney passes on the shot. Another lengthy trip for the Pioneers. Charbonneau, he's open in the corner. Back iron miss, and Fontaine off the bounce gets to it.
Sometimes a little hesitation, too, from Trinity this half. Even in the first half, I noticed that. Sometimes they catch it. They might have a wide open look for a three, and they pass it up.
Messiah goes right at Charbonneau and draws the foul, the 6'5 senior. Going to head back to the free throw line. Looks like he's been a little more aggressive in this third quarter as well.
Yes, first half he took some kind of lackadaisical threes and, went to the basket a couple times, missed a couple from the front. This half, though, he's attacking the basket differently. He's attacking the game differently, entirely different than he did the first half. That's their path back, though, right, Nick? That's their path back to getting kind of where they need to be in the fourth quarter.
Back iron miss. A rebound again for Torres. He's got 5 unofficially. Meanwhile, into the game, veteran Derek Aurelia, one of 8 juniors for Trinity. Played some minutes off the bench in that first half. The lead is a dozen here. 2.5 to go, third quarter.
We have to take a look. Not only the turnovers, though, right now. Keene is 5 for 12 from the free throw line. Trinity is 8 for 10. So if you want to come back, you got to make free throws as well, and you got to not turn the ball over.
Gregory Aline follows his own miss. Offensive rebound, kicks to Aurelia for 3.
Off the bench, here he comes.
The junior. Meanwhile, look out! Messiah beats everybody down the floor for the tomahawk dunk.
Holy mackerel.
Well, we knew he could flush.
Man.
We saw that back in December in Nashua against Nashua South. He had a couple of jams in that game. This one had a little bit of funk to it.
Oh, that should inspire his teammates a little bit, right? Pump them up, get them go. There's another steal.
Intercepted Hennessy. Up the floor, Fontaine, and a foul as he stumbles to the ground.
Well, the Wizards going to show that again. I know. We should see that 2 more times at least.
So there it is. That was off a make, by the way. Long outlet pass and then a Clyde the Glide looking dunk.
Yeah, beautiful.
By Messiah. Keene gets a steal on the ensuing trip, and now Fontaine leaves the first free throw short. 1 more to come. Subs for Trinity. As the juniors Bishop and Charbonneau head to the sideline, we get another look at Connor Cody, who played well, the junior forward. Had a few minutes of action in that first half.
Yeah, and 6 for 13, Nick. Not going to do it.
So it's McBorney, Aurelia, Gregory Aline in a 3-guard set with Cody and Torres up front. That's the Trinity lineup in white. Meanwhile, it's Holmes, along with Abbott, Fontaine, Stanley, and Messiah. Final minute 20, third quarter. 3-pointer, Gregory Aline, around the rim and out. Offensive rebound, up for grabs. Aurelia gets to it. And a foul near midcourt is going to be called against Keene.
I think that might have been Messiah.
It's the 3rd team foul against the Blackbirds, and the 2nd against Messiah.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of Aurelia either. He comes in. That's another guy. He can shoot, handles the ball well, doesn't turn the ball over much, and he hasn't played much here in the first half.
He's a veteran, too.
Yeah, he has tons of experience.
Torres, mid-post. Jumper no. There's Aurelia. Pinches down, keeps it alive, and Trinity has it. For a moment, anyway. Eventually stolen. Stanley to the rim, gets the wraparound finish.
Another tough shot.
A dozen for Stanley. The junior has led Keene all night in scoring.
And where is it, Nick? Right now, it's what we said, 10-point lead going into the fourth. If they can get it down to 8, although Trinity might try and take the last shot, as I would
your benchmark
recommend.
was 10, and that's the gap right now.
Yeah, if they get to 10, you feel pretty good. Maybe get a steal here, get it to 8. It's sort of they're playing. It was a 3-2 matchup zone. I think they're trying to go out and really take away the high post.
Backdoor Torres.
Nice play.
Good feed by Aurelia. Torres coming alive in this third quarter. Meanwhile, Messiah headed back to the free throw line. Some contact there, midair near the rim. But to finish up the point on Torres, the Trinity sophomore, 15 points now, a game high, 6 of those in this third quarter.
And he's getting great passes from his teammates, right? He's cutting, he's moving without the basketball, he's wide open. But you almost didn't want him to shoot that early. You want him to wait because now look what happens. They come down and, Keene gets another chance to score. But Trinity, they shot too early almost as well because now they have 11 seconds to get a basket. Trinity does coming back the other way.
Subs for Keene. Fontaine in. Stanley with the 3 fouls is going to check out here for the final 11 seconds at least.
Can't take any chances defensively for him. You got to leave him. He needs to be in the game, as does Messiah, Hennessy. Those guys need to be in the game.
Messiah 2 for 2 there. Final shot may go to Trinity. The lead is 10. It's a zone for Keene, down to 5 seconds. McBorney puts it on the deck, tries to get the 3 off, fading and missing. Too strong there. Abbott cleans up the rebound, and we head to the fourth quarter here in Manchester. Suddenly,
what a quarter.
A little bit of a different game here. It looked like we were headed towards a blowout at halftime. Instead, just a 10-point gap when we come back. Keene hoping to rally and keep their 9-game win streak alive. Trinity hoping to hold on and win this thing wire to wire. What'll happen? We find out next. We're watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Start of the fourth quarter here in Manchester. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Trinity has led throughout tonight, and by as many as 21 in the second quarter. It was a 19-point bulge at halftime. But Keene, determined to keep their 9-game win streak alive, has not quit tonight. They have trimmed the lead down to 10. A chance to get back within single digits here, and they will. Left-hand finish for Fitch Hennessy.
If he comes alive and he starts scoring the basketball, then we're going to have a much closer game as we go forward.
Messiah comes over, comes up with a steal, runs into McBorney. There's contact but no whistle.
Should have been 2 fouls. Foul on this side, foul on that side.
Instead, we play on. Torres into the lane, trying to overpower 3 defenders. Follows his own miss. 1 dribble, and then over the shoulder.
Beautiful play. Beautiful play by Torres.
Didn't quit. He's the game's high scorer tonight with 17. The sophomore co-captain has come alive here in the second half, especially with a minute gone by now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and he's Keene leading rebounder as well.
Out Cody with the steal. Cody to the rim, and a strong finish. Another Trinity scorer tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different scorers for the home team. Meanwhile, Stanley, offensive rebound and putback.
That's quickness. Got to box out. You're playing man, right? Your responsibility, box out. He is tough to box out, though. Lightning quick.
Keene in the game with a team-high 14 points. The gap is 10 again at 48-38. And now Keene back to what looks like a man-to-man here. Both teams have really changed up defenses
I
throughout
think they're staying in that matchup
the
zone.
ball game. Charbonneau for 3. Oh, if it was a zone, he made him pay there.
Got caught in the screen on the corner. Great screen against the zone by Trinity on the zone.
Charbonneau with 13, his first bucket since halftime. 2 minutes in, fourth quarter. Messiah fouled. It looked like Cody tried to make a play on the ball. He may have been clean. He was. It was Aurelia who's guilty of the foul, the second defender in the area.
Yeah, snuck his hand in there, I think.
Going to pick up his second and the team's first.
Yeah, a little bit of arm there. A little arm, maybe in the back. It's hard to see from our angle.
They give Messiah the benefit of the doubt. He's been more aggressive in this second half. His 5th free throw attempt since the break. Did not see a free throw attempt in that first half from Messiah. And he's back on track, I would say. Now with 9 points, 7 in the second half. Still with a long way to go, nearly 6 minutes. Second free throw is good, better arc on that shot.
Yeah, a lot of time left to come back.
Another Keene look here. It's a 1-3-1.
So they're mixing it up. Doing what you need to do defensively, kind of try and confuse a little bit. Oh,
Gregory Aline is called for a travel. Tried to spin his way out of the trap. And could not quite pull it off.
They trap so much themselves, they should be really aware of what to do when you get trapped. Because I bet in practice they're trapping and running all over the place. Defensively, probably a really aggressive practice.
Keene with a chance to make it a single-digit game again for the first time since the first quarter, when they trailed 15-6. Hennessy spins, leans, count it, and the foul.
That was a strong move to the basket. Good defense, though. Good defense, too. That was just strong offense.
He has looked to dip that shoulder, bury his head, and create the contact all night tonight. He's worked hard. He's played, I think, every minute. Goes right in and through Gregory Aline, and now he gets a friendly bounce on the road to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. 7 points for Hennessy. Keene is back with an 8 after trailing by as many as 21 just before halftime. Charbonneau for 3 is going to change that.
Indeed it will. Got to get a hand up.
His 4th from downtown, 16 now for the junior. The lead back to 11, 3 minutes gone by, fourth quarter.
You know Charbonneau is the best shooter, right, from downtown. Got to get a hand up. You got to make him do something different. Got to make him drive. Make him a driver.
Meanwhile, Stanley pulls off a pretty good drive to the basket himself. 8 points now in each half for Stanley. 54-45. Torres open for 3. Back iron miss and a sky-high rebound for Hennessy. Up the floor, too strong. And out of bounds, just out in front of Messiah. Turned back over to Trinity.
You got a great rebound. You just can't turn the ball over. Just keeps happening. I mean, I have 19 turnovers for them, and guess what? 19 turnovers, and you're only down 9. So you got a chance.
Been much better in the second half. Only 5 turnovers since the break for Keene. Passing on the shot is Gregory Aline. Going to pull it back out and work some clock here as we're nearly midway through now the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and we talked about that, right? They could hold the ball a little bit, take some time off the clock. You don't have to shoot. There's no shot clock here in New Hampshire. Some people watching may not be aware of that if it's your first time watching a game in New Hampshire. Right now, they don't have to shoot.
Meanwhile, Fontaine trying to jump the passing lane, got a piece of the basketball. It'll stay with Trinity.
I don't know if they'll hold it, but right now, to me, it looks like they're just going to wait. Maybe I'd say nothing but a layup. If that's what you want to do, nothing but a layup.
Bishop double teams. Last touch by Keene.
Got to watch the reach. Hennessy has in foul trouble. He has, 3 fouls, I believe. Stanley has 3 fouls. Messiah, I think, has 3 fouls.
And so does Alex Holmes, who's going to jog back onto the floor here for Keene.
That's a lot of players with 3 fouls.
Going to replace Kaysen Abbott. Coach Boulay cupping his mouth here, trying to bark the defensive instructions. Right now, Keene is in a man-to-man.
Yeah, you got a mismatch right now. Big mismatch. McBorney.
Backdoor layup for Bishop. The rim betrays him. Poked
Great
out,
pass.
Fontaine the board, and now a bounce pass sets up Hennessy, who's blocked by Torres. Gregory Lean has it. Pioneers want to run. The junior looks for his classmate McBorney, and he's going to pull it out with a dribble. Now Torres into the lane is going to draw number 4 against Stanley near the rim.
Yes, that's another great pass. Last one that Bishop had was a great pass. He just missed the tough reverse.
We get a look at that whistle. And yeah, Stanley
That's a good call.
mugged him. And that
Very
is number
good call.
4 against the junior. He's going to have a quick word along the sideline with Coach Boulay, but looks like he's going to stay in the game with 3:13 to go. Torres, the free throw.
At this point, you can't really afford to take him out. They haven't played. They probably could bring Cody back in the game. He's played good minutes, but again, they've played 6 players pretty much the whole game. Or 7. I guess we're at 7 now.
We saw Dan Millay for just a few seconds, literally
right.
at the end of the second quarter. Meanwhile, Torres, 2 for 2. The lead for his team is 11 as we approach 3 minutes to go. Long to Stanley is true.
Nice looking shot for Stanley. Almost want to make
18
that
tonight
three.
for Stanley, and a quick timeout comes from the sideline by Keene. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by Beals Insurance, locations in Bedford, Londonderry, and Epping. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance gets you the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Visit BealsInsurance.com. Also by MG Sports Fundraising. That's fundraising made easy. MG Sports Fundraising is the official fundraising partner of Friday Night Lights New Hampshire. Visit MGSportsFundraising.com. Start raising money for your team today. And finally, by the New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NHTomahawks.com and also girls.NHTomahawks.com. Nick Anastas, along with Justin Gorham. It's our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance. Trinity has played with the lead throughout tonight, led by as many as 21. That was the high water mark just before halftime. 19 was the gap at the break. Keene able to chip away. They're back within 10 to begin this fourth quarter. Now trail by 9, but the clock an enemy as well here with 3 minutes to go. Keene's 9-game win streak, and perhaps their lone spot in first place in
they
jeopardy
have to share,
here.
right? They have to share with Bedford at 10-2. You said, right?
And
I'm
so
trying
is
to remember
Portsmouth.
what it was.
Both those teams
yes.
within a half a game, so things are tight. Speaking of Bedford, they're underway tonight against Nashua South. That's a big game.
Yes, absolutely.
As we know, South is a top 5 team. Bedford with an early 1-point lead, just 4 minutes into that contest. Exeter a big lead over Pinkerton as well. We'll get you all the scores coming up after the game. And of course, a live interview as well with the winning head coach. Will that be Ray Farmer or Ray Boulay?
It'll be a Ray.
It'll be a Ray, and it'll be an exclusive interview. Again, that's all part of the post-game show coming up after the final horn. Meanwhile, we have a sub for Trinity.
And a quick foul. I believe the foul was on Fontaine, maybe?
It was on Fontaine. It's his first. We have 2 team fouls now each way. Keene is going to press here. It's a zone trap. Aurelia trying to avoid the double team with the dribble. Finds Torres in the front court. And now McBorney going to pump the brakes, wait for the double team, back out to Gregory Aline. Well played there by Trinity.
Yeah, they found the middle twice. Ball got to the middle early, got to the middle a second time. That's how you break a press.
Pioneers grinding the clock down towards 2.5 to play.
The only thing you have to be concerned about if they want to hold the ball is the 5-second count. They're shooting free throws well. And Keene's going to have to maybe foul a couple more times. You might want to bring somebody else in off the bench that hasn't played very much, commit a couple fouls, get them to that bonus just because you're going to need to stop the clock somehow.
Fontaine with his second, 3rd team foul against Keene, so they've got 1 left to give. This one tipped out of bounds, and we'll stay with Trinity.
Good defense, hands everywhere. So the intensity's there for Keene. They just, again, we're at 19 turnovers. It's still tough to overcome. They've made it a game, though. 9, right? Made it a game.
Yep. And again, just a better brand of basketball at both ends from Keene in this second half.
I agree.
After a turnover played first half.
I agree. They've only 5 in this second half, which is outstanding.
But fighting a war on two fronts are the Blackbirds, Trinity and the clock. As we come up on 2 minutes to go. Still a 9-point game on the board. Open three, McBorney. Can't collect. And a rebound in traffic there for Holmes.
Rebound Holmes.
And look out, Fontaine into a crowd, and finally a whistle does come. And I think free throws on the way here for Keene. Yes, sir.
Hennessy this time again?
And Hennessy's going to shoot. The foul goes against McBorney, his third, team's third. And we are now officially inside of 2 minutes, a minute 56 to go.
Yeah, the clock, I think, is what you said. Great comment, too. Clock and Trinity, because they're playing well. They're shooting free throws well, but the clock right now is the biggest enemy of Keene. They just don't. If they don't start fouling again, you got to get 2 more fouls. They're just not going to have enough time.
Well, a chance to get it to 7 here, and yep, Hennessy gets it done.
It's the closest we've been since the very beginning of the game, I believe.
Yeah. This one down the floor. McBorney looks over his shoulder and then finishes off the window.
Can't get beat deep.
First bucket of the second half for the junior. He's got 9. Meanwhile, Hennessy races the other way. Left-hand shot is too strong. We got a pile up in the paint. And now a jump ball is called.
And I believe it's Trinity's ball.
A couple of players landed hard there.
Yeah, Torres hit his head. Both those, I think Torres hit his head pretty hard.
Well, Torres and
On the
Stanley got the worst of it. Both those players have been on the floor frequently tonight.
Yeah, Stanley has at least a little more of that, like, bow in the back of his hair, maybe, or whatever.
He's okay. He's on the sideline. Torres is the last man down.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay. We'll get another look at that and see kind of where he hit his head.
A lot of elbows and knees down there. As you can see, he goes down and then just got maybe some friendly fire there from Aurelia.
Yeah.
Either way, he's on his feet. He's okay. And he's been a major presence tonight and all season long for Trinity. He had 9 in the first. I'm sorry. Yeah, he had 9 points in the first half, 10 more since. He's the game's high man. He also unofficially has 6 rebounds. And he has just been big all season.
His teammates are very unselfish, too. They find ways to get him the ball. He cuts. He keeps moving without the ball, which is something that every young player has to watch and move without the ball.
Gregory Aline breaks the press with the dribble. And now the Pioneers playing keep away inside of 90 seconds. Borney again going to draw the attention of the double team and draw the whistle.
If anyone's going to foul in the game right now, it would probably have to be Fontaine. I think that's now finally his third foul.
Yeah.
But next one, free throw line. You can't let him hold the ball that long to make a decision.
Long pass intercepted by Holmes. Messiah going to pull the trigger on a 3 and knock it down.
There it is.
Messiah, his big second half continues. Timeout Trinity. It's a 2-possession game again at 58-52.
I knew it. We figured that this game was going to come down somehow. Some way they're going to overcome those turnovers and make this a game in the fourth quarter, because it wasn't a game until now.
Well, the Keene Blackbirds, win or lose tonight, have put together one of the longest win streaks statewide. 9 in a row coming in. They started the season at 1-1. 9 straight puts them at 10-1, which right now is good for a half-game lead at the top of the D1 standing. That's in jeopardy tonight with a loss, but these kids can leave the gym with their heads held high. They have not quit tonight, and they have made this a basketball game here late in the final couple of minutes.
Yeah, because we're not seeing a great basketball game in the first half. Third quarter, you kind of see a switch got flipped. We had the dunk. We had a couple other things happen, kind of got Keene a little bit more maybe fired up. Just overall, you can just tell they're playing differently this half. They're just not a little complacent in the first half, missed some shots, just didn't have the same effort, right? That's a long drive. sometimes, I have to say it, sometimes when you make a long drive like that and you roll in and you have to sit through a JV game as well, there's a little bit of fatigue that kicks in just from the sitting. And they overcame that in the first half. They overcame that now in the second half. First half, you could see it. You could see that malaise from sitting.
Got a timeout here. It comes from the Trinity sideline, a heads-up call by Coach Farmer.
He's going to say, don't get trapped in the corner so you try not to throw the ball to the corner. Keep the ball kind of in the middle, set the screens at the elbows, but avoid the corner. The press is designed to trap the corners. Nobody traps in the middle unless you absolutely have to when you're just in the last, ditch effort to do something. But ball is always tried to trap in corners are the best places. Right at half court, down deep in the corners when you get the ball in bounds. So what do? You go three-point line out wide to the volleyball line where it meets the three-point line and try and keep it that way. Just don't go deep. That's where the traps are most dangerous.
See how Keene wants to play it here defensively.
And don't get beat deep like they did a couple times. They got lucky once.
One of the floor is Jaden August trying to help out Trinity with this press. McBorney going to throw this one deep and ultimately intercepted on a great play by Hennessy. Kept his eye on that one. Keene down 6 inside of a minute. Hennessy's going to cut it to 4. And now a quick timeout from the Keene sideline.
Look at that press. Now in the second half, that Keene press, he's doing what Trinity's press did in the first half.
Hennessy now in double figures with 11. The great scorers find a way to get it done.
They do.
In the end, he had just 2 points at the break. He's come alive here and has ruthlessly attacked the basket, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, he has, and he's finished. First half, he attacked the basket a few times and couldn't finish, couldn't make those shots that he's making now. They have three-point shooters, though, that can put the ball in. Now you're down 4. You still want to try press. The last thing I should have said, too, about what to avoid is lobbing the ball, especially when you're being pressed. If you're going to throw the ball down the floor and you see someone open deep, you better zip it. If you lob it just like that, Hennessy has time like you're a defensive back. Right, Super Bowl coming. Everybody's ready for Sunday.
Yeah.
Defensive back, moving his feet. There it is. Boom, catches it, interception, go the other way.
That's fitting because there are a number of players on this Keene roster that are bona fide football players in the fall.
I'm guessing Hennessy is a football player.
All right. Now we're going to redo what we saw a couple seconds ago. Pioneers facing the press. I'm going to break the press and protect the lead here. 58-54. And the initial entry is knocked away by the defender, Will Fonte, and got his left fingers on that one.
Yeah, in this case, too, you want to have a ball handler back there. One of your other ball handlers should be in the back of that press.
Torres is fouled.
That's good foul. Good foul. Dancing up down about a tee. That was just a good foul. Here's another tip. When you take the ball out of bounds, and you are, in this case, Trinity, you want to have a ball handler, believe it or not, a ball handler take the ball out of bounds, so all of your ball handlers are in the back court. Put your big guys down in the front court, and your ball handlers in the back court. That way, there's no issue.
Torres due for a miss, and unfortunately, he misses that one. He had hit 4 in a row. He's still pretty good tonight, 5 of 7.
Well, he took a shot, so that's shake him up a little bit. Took a shot right there with the hip earlier in the heads. Kind of
had to check out for a moment.
It throws you off a little bit.
45 seconds even. Back iron miss. Keene gets to it.
That's a big miss, Nick. Huge miss.
The rebound. He's going to bring it himself into the front court. Keene down only 4. Trailed by as many as 21 earlier, 19 at the half. Clock ticking down towards 30 seconds. Messiah, smooth roll is going to make this a 2-point game.
The Messiah has arrived.
Long pass to the sideline. August back to Bishop in the middle. Bounce pass for Torres. He's wrapped up and fouled by Hennessy.
Good foul. Helped him up. Not a hard. Looks harder than it is. Sometimes guys go crazy because it looks harder. That didn't. Just a good foul, right? He missed the last 2.
And most importantly, prevented the shot from getting up near the rim. Able to wrap up the arms and send Torres to the free throw line. Hennessy with his 3rd. So Torres, after missing 2 a moment ago, trying to stretch a 2-point lead here inside of 20 seconds.
Needed that. Got to keep it 3. At least it's still a 1-possession game. But if it gets to 4, you feel a lot better about 4 than you do about 3.
He's got an even 20 tonight to lead all scorers.
We know what Keene can do in the end with these overtime situations. We've seen it. We've seen it.
Torres misses. Rebound, Hennessy. His 9th tonight. Keene down 3. Down to 10 seconds. Messiah up top. And a foul here against Charbonneau. Trinity had a foul to give. Charbonneau gives it whether he likes it or not with 9 seconds remaining.
Well, what's your philosophy on this? My philosophy now going forward is, Mike, if I'm calling timeout, I'm Coach Farmer, I'm going to foul when I get in the game.
We got a timeout here from Keene. So Coach Boulay will try and draw up what we assume is a 3, but not necessarily, right? You can still get a 2 here.
You get a 2 and then come down and foul again.
Yep.
But if I'm if I'm Trinity right now, Coach Farmer,
you're going to put them on the line with a foul.
I'm going to have them shoot free throws because it's a 3-point game, so you're only going to get 2 out of that. And you hope your team's going to box out like they normally do, right? They do all the things they're supposed to do normally. They box out. Different philosophies from different coaches. Some coaches say, no, we're going to play this straight up, and we're going to, make them. We're going to stop them. But why? Why?
I'll tell you why. Because it can backfire.
It can.
If a crafty opponent knows it's coming, they can sense it. The contact is inevitable. They can whirl that shot up near the rim at the last minute and get that 3rd free throw attempt.
I agree. Crafty, if you are a big-time college player or a pro player, you're crafty. There are a few high school players that are relatively crafty. There's no doubt about it. But that type of play, I mean, you're going to tell them, I would say to Trinity right now, I'd say, no, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Trinity's looking to defend here.
Right. I would say you're going to foul. The ball gets inbounds, maybe one dribble, foul, put them at the line, and then you just have to make sure they miss or whatever happens. You get the rebound.
Well, let's see how it plays out. Hennessy into Abbott. Clock ticking, down to 5 seconds. Messiah has it. He's triple teamed. Back up top, Abbott trying to tie the game. Knocks it down, and we are going to overtime.
Holy mackerel, he called that.
Kaysen Abbott, the junior, got a good look from straight away.
Wow.
Able to get square.
Look at that.
And Keene has completed the comeback. They trailed by as many as 21 in the first half. Down 19 at the break. And they claw their way all the way back. We have a fresh start. Tied at 59 after regulation. 4 more minutes put on the scoreboard with overtime looming.
That's why I suggested you foul. Things like that happen. Okay, so when they got the ball in bounds, they were containing, right? They contained. Hennessy was wide open in the corner. Wide open. They missed him twice. Got defended. Ball keeps moving. Could have fouled on the dribble at the top. Could have fouled on the trap. Could have fouled multiple times because they weren't looking to necessarily just chuck one up. They were looking for a good shot. And they just left him alone because he hasn't played that much, Nick.
He hadn't scored.
No, that was it. He goes one basket and bang. What is it? The tying.
We're tied at 59.
Game. And the worm has turned.
Yeah.
The momentum has shifted.
You have to credit Keene not only for the comeback, but on that possession as well. It looked like Messiah was triple teamed there on the wing. Heads up pass, and then Abbott, he meets the moment, knocks down the big shot, and we go to overtime, tied at 59. Keene's 9-game win streak is still alive for now.
The triple team is where I would have fouled. On the triple team, I would have just fouled immediately.
Keene going to win the tap. Blackbirds hoping to ride the momentum.
They too are in foul trouble, though. They have to be careful. Stanley, Messiah, Hennessy, those guys have some foul issues that they have to avoid here in the overtime.
Inside out, Fontaine ready to fire, and he knocks down another.
And all of a sudden,
his second from deep. Fontaine with 9.
Momentum has shifted. Momentum is real, even though you don't think so.
With their first lead of the night.
Holy mackerel. And it's a 3-point lead, not a 2-point lead, ladies and gentlemen, a 3-point lead.
Pioneers look for a response.
I like the patience.
McBorney looking for a cutter. He has Torres. Tough catch in the post. To pull it out. Lost it off his leg and turned over to Keene.
Yeah, aggressive though. Messiah with I think 3 fouls. Got to be careful. Very aggressive on that. They probably could have called a foul a couple times. And then he just off the foot.
Yeah.
Man, that's great defense. Really good defense. The intensity level just changed dramatically for Keene. They're just sort of, now they're here.
Fontaine avoids the back court. Messiah throws it away. Gregory Erline with the steal, and the junior missed the layup. Charbonneau crosses the glass. Trinity still has it. Torres in the post. Back to Charbonneau trying to tie, and he knocks down the three.
He's a guy you can't leave alone, ever.
5 made three-pointers for Colin Charbonneau, the junior, or the sophomore, rather, with a timely basket there. He's got 19 tonight.
Can't
We're tied
leave him
at
open.
62. Messiah, fadeaway, long two, short. Offensive rebound. Abbott up and in.
And he got hit. No
It was
call.
Stanley who pulled in the board. And then Abbott with his second field goal. 5 points for the junior.
You got to make sure you guard Charbonneau, right? Hand up. No threes. You make him a driver. You don't allow him to shoot wide open threes. He doesn't want to drive. He wants to shoot in the corner.
2-point lead
threes.
for Keene here. Inside of 2 minutes.
No fouls if you're Keene. Good defense, straight up.
Torres blocked by Hennessy.
Great block.
Messiah gets to the loose ball.
I don't know what your Keene can just take the time now. Take some time off the clock. You don't have to score.
Final 90 seconds in overtime. 2-point lead for the Blackbirds. Messiah gives up the dribble, whips it past to Hennessy. Going to attack the defender, August. Goes up left hand. No. Tipped out, rebound, Charbonneau. Trinity has it now. A chance to tie or take the lead. Gregory Erline, head down to the iron. We're tied again.
Good move. He saw a mismatch, took advantage of it.
First bucket for Gregory Erline since halftime.
That's right. He was really aggressive to score early and just hasn't been there in the second half.
Inside of 1 minute to go in OT. Both head coaches screaming at their players here.
Not sure what Keene is doing. They look a little bit out of sorts at this point, offensively.
Fontaine now going to attack. And gets the roll.
Fontaine has some length.
Went right at Torres there.
You can kind of jump
Fontaine
over.
in double figures with 11. Keene back on top by 2. Coming up on 30 seconds to go here in OT. Trinity looks like they're going to play it out.
He's got a size advantage against most of the other players on Trinity. Most of Trinity.
Torres to
just not
McBorney
big.
down to 20 seconds. 2-man game here. McBorney pulls the trigger, wants the lead. 3 is short. Tipped out. Fontaine has it for Keene. Throws it off the rim and over the top of the backboard, out of bounds. It's Trinity basketball with inside of 11 seconds now remaining. And now Coach Farmar is going to call the timeout. A bizarre sequence there as a cross-court, backcourt pass
Absolutely.
ends up sailing away from Keene. It hit the rim, bounced up and over the top of the backboard where it hit the stanchial and was ruled out of bounds. So an unlikely and unusual turnover.
You don't see that.
Coming at the wrong time if you're Keene, as they're looking to close the door here with a 2-point lead, but it looks like there's some sunlight here coming through the crack for Trinity. They've got one more chance here. Down by 2 to tie or take the lead. 10.5 seconds remaining. If you're just joining us, we're glad to have you aboard here in our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance. Trinity led wire to wire all the way up to the final shot of regulation. Built a lead as big as 21 just before halftime, led by 19 at the break. But Keene looked like a different basketball team in that
Totally
second
different.
half. Chipped away, and then Kason Abbott sent us to overtime with a three-pointer at the buzzer.
Again.
Keene now playing out in front here, looking to defend the final 10.5 here, leading 66-64.
And if I'm not mistaken, there could be more. This is their third overtime game that they've had. Unlikely shooter comes at the end and hits a 3. Now they just have to be a little bit more sort of contained. Don't panic.
Charbonneau can't get it in, calls a timeout.
Don't panic and don't give up a three. This is when you play. This is when you play zone. I don't care if you never play zone on the out of bounds, but you know how to play zone. You play zone here, and you get out and you guard the threes. If you give up a two, okay, you just can't give up a wide open three. So you have to be out in the corners where the shooters are.
You also have to be cautious of the foul situation.
You do.
Don't want to commit in the act if you're Keene here looking for a stop.
No, 3 or 2. There's no fouling at this point.
Right.
It's hands straight up in the face. But if you can deny the ball, deny. I used to yell and scream that when I was young. When I first started coaching, that was kind of what was preached to me. Deny, right? Make them go back door if you have to. Deny them way out. Make them go back door and rely on your help to get there. In this case, deny them to getting the ball inbounds, no threes, and you make sure you don't foul and put your hands straight up and don't move.
Reminder, post-game coverage includes an exclusive interview with the winning head coach. Stick around. Plus, of course, stats, highlights, and analysis. Trinity with 10.5 remaining, down by 2. The inbounder is now McBorney. Looking into the corner. Gregory Aline trying to dribble out and is mugged by Messiah.
Not a good foul there.
6.7 now on the clock.
Now free throw time. You got to make the free throws, but good defense. Move your feet. Don't foul.
A chance to tie the game. Both teams are in the bonus here. Gregory Aline to the line. He's 1 for 2 tonight at the stripe. 7 of his 9 points in the game came before halftime.
You got to make both these. If he misses one of these.
By the way, that was Messiah's third. So
Third
he now
foul.
has
Okay,
three.
I thought he had 3 already. We were so many fouls tonight. I have no.
And Gregory Aline can't find the touch.
All right, this one he might want to miss.
That one went in and out. And now Coach Poulet is about 3 feet onto the floor here trying to give his team some instructions.
Yeah, a little bit far on the floor a couple times. This one you almost want to miss. It's a practice this. Miss on purpose off the front of the rim.
And he's going to go for the make and make it a 1-point game instead. We have a timeout immediately. With no time off the clock, so 6.7 still on the board. And I'm not sure who called that timeout.
I think it was Keene called the timeout. I'm pretty sure. The problem with that timeout is, go ahead. You got something. Go ahead. Yeah, Keene.
That was Keene.
So the problem with the timeout, Nick, is you give now Trinity's defense a chance to set up. You could have got the ball in really quick.
Yep.
Maybe get a foul. Hennessy's standing right there. He could have taken out, boom, right there. Now you've given Keene or Trinity a chance to set up in one of their many
Exotic
defensive
presses,
sets. It could be, you're probably going to go man, full court man. You're going to deny the ball in bounds, but you've allowed them time to set up. I don't care what you do. That gives the opportunity for a steal, a bad pass. 5-second count? We've seen that happen. We've seen that happen this year.
Yep.
5-second count turnovers out of bounds. So if you're Keene, I don't know how many timeouts they have left. So they have to be ready to make either call timeout and make sure that you don't. If you're going to throw the ball, you got to try and throw the ball a little bit maybe further into this side, away from the basket.
All right, so Keene will have Abbott be the inbounder. Going to work the baseline. He finds Messiah. No foul yet. And now the whistle does come with 3.5 remaining.
Almost got a jump ball.
Almost.
If they would have just grabbed onto the ball. Boom, jump ball, possession Trinity. I thought it was possession Keene, to be honest.
Messiah doing a good job protecting the basketball there and burning over 3 seconds.
Yeah, that was good. They should have fouled immediately.
So it's 3.5 and a 1-point game. Messiah has been the man since halftime, but can't get that free throw to go.
Got to hit this free throw, and if I am Trinity, I am not calling timeout if he makes this free throw. I'm getting it in and we're going because, like I said, no setup time for anybody.
He's 4 for 8 at the line tonight. Loud crowd doesn't affect him there. He goes 1 for 2, 2-point game. 3.5 to go, and Coach Farmer again is going to call a Trinity timeout.
Now this is where you don't guard the ball. Nick, don't guard the ball. you turn around and you make sure they can't get the ball in bounds. You deny, but you don't foul. Deny. Don't let them catch it. Make them call another timeout if they have one, or turn the ball over that way.
Well, this one, as we mentioned, has been fun. A tale of two halves. Trinity dominant before the break. Keene on the comeback trail ever since. And the Blackbirds struck first here in overtime in their third extra session game of the season. So these Blackbirds used to the OT crunch. Trinity, it looked good. They were down, or rather they were really high flying in that first half. That defense forced 14 turnovers.
Is that score correct, Nick?
Should be 67-65.
I thought it was a 3-point game with that free throw. Okay.
Yep. So, not over yet. Trinity looking to tie or perhaps win the game here with 3.5 remaining. Going to have to go the length of the floor. Keene will guard the inbound. They'll put the 6'4" Will Fontaine
going to do that, big
on
fella.
The inbounder, Jamar Gregory-Aline.
No threes and no fouls.
And, of course, Gregory-Aline can run the baseline here. It's like Keene is matched up in a full-court man.
Don't get beat deep.
3.5. Gregory-Aline throws it down the middle. Torres has it. Sets up Charbonneau for the win. Up and in! Up and in! Up and in! And Trinity is going to walk off with an overtime win.
Wow.
Colin Charbonneau.
Holy
Catch
mackerel.
and fire. 68-67 is the final.
Wow. Oh, I did not see that coming. I did not. I love the play with shades of Duke's play. Had him at the high post, caught him at the top of the key, flicked it off. Great shot. Wow. And that's the one guy we talked about. You cannot let him shoot wide open threes. Holy cow.
Well, we saw a little bit of everything tonight. A big lead, a big comeback, and two buzzer beaters. One at the end of regulation and one to win the game. Colin Charbonneau ends up as the high scorer tonight with that make as well. 22 points for the Merrimack native, and you can see the sophomore and his teammates going bananas along with the fans here in Manchester.
Who's watching this at home?
All right, we're going to find Coach Farmar somewhere down there and speak with him coming up in the post game. A lot of stats to get to, highlights as well.
We do have some stats.
Emotions running high here as Trinity ends their two-game skid with a 68-67 overtime win against Keene. The Blackbirds' 9-game win streak comes to an end with just their second defeat of the season.
We might need
Coach
that
Farmer,
replay again.
Coming up next, you are watching our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week presented by Beals Insurance.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
'68-67 in an instant classic here in Manchester. OT thriller goes Trinity's way by 1 point on a buzzer beater from Colin Charbonneau that sparked a bum rush from these Pioneer fans as they stormed the court. Fun one tonight. Trinity seemed like they were headed to a blowout win. They led by as many as 21 late in that second quarter, held a 19-point edge at halftime, 35-16. The Pioneer defense forced 14 first-half Keene giveaways, but the second half was a different story as Keene, led by senior Javon Messiah's 16 points. Jamal Stanley was actually their leading scorer with 18, but Messiah led the way after halftime. And Fitch Hennessy, a double-double tonight. Strong second half there as well, 11 and 10. Final minutes, final seconds of regulation. Kaysen Abbott, the junior, knocked down a three at the buzzer to send the game into overtime. And Keene, it looked like, was set to close it out with just 10 seconds remaining. But Trinity finds a way in the final seconds to get the ball to Colin Charbonneau, who knocks down another three-pointer tonight. He finished with 6 made threes again.
That was
and a game-high 22 points. None bigger, though, than that shot at the end of overtime to win it for Trinity. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
On a thriller.
Yeah.
How's your heart rate?
I'm about to say, I think I had like 3 heart attacks tonight.
I think you did.
I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
How about that last play? They executed, I imagine, to a T the way you drew that up to free up your best shooter on the three. Take us through that.
Yeah, yes, sir. So we knew we didn't have that much time on the clock, 3.5, but that's a play we had in the back pocket for a little bit. We know to get it to Torres because usually guys will, pretty much vacuum on him. And then we knew if our guys cross screen, we have 2 good shooters. One of them's going to be open, and one of them will knock it down. So we put Colin on one side, Xander on the other, single coverage. We'll put the ball in Colin's hands all the time at the end of the game. Same thing at Alvern. We gave Colin that last second shot. It got deflected. But he's a game-time guy. He wants the ball in big moments, and, tonight he proved why. He proved exactly why.
You mentioned Torres as well. He was right behind him unofficially with 20 points. And it seemed like against the Keene zone, he was the key to unlocking that right in the high post.
Yes, sir. That's when they go zone, we go to Torres. We call him as our zone buster because he's got a phenomenal mid-range shot. You know what I mean? It's a lost art, but his mid-range shot is probably one of the better ones. Probably definitely the best on our team, no question. You know what I mean? But he gets that catch and shoot. He's got length to get it off, and we love him at that mid-range high post area, especially in the zone. So he did his job to the T tonight. I mean, we challenged him without Sean being here. We've been
what happened with that?
We've been battling a health since game 5. Walking pneumonia is just going through the whole team.
Okay.
We got 4 kids with walking pneumonia. Derek, kudos to him tonight. He's been sick. He just now is getting better.
Yeah.
But he's still sick, still symptoms. And Jaden, he's been sick all year. We've had guys every game. We've had 1 or 2 guys, or sometimes 3 that have been sick. So health has just been killing us this year, to be honest with you. But we don't make excuses. We show up and we got to play. So that's it.
So. Great job. High post, too. Wide open in the zone. You got it there. I was waiting. I kept talking about that, how that's I think it's the most important place to throw the ball in the zone.
Yes, sir.
And the most difficult thing to stop.
Yes, sir. We got to, what the thing is, too, is kids get away from it too much, too. We hit it about 2 or 3 times and then we go away from it.
Yes.
Even against Alvern, we had great success inside. And then we just decided to go away from it.
Yeah, you were wide open.
I mean, wide open in the middle. So tonight, that was one thing we practiced. We just reinforced the practice is we are looking for Torres. Everybody who catches the ball in the wing, look for Torres. If he's not open, then fine. We'll reverse it. We'll get another cut in, and we'll figure that out. But we have to reverse it, and we have to look inside. And we're not going to stop until we get the ball inside. So that's what we've been doing.
Well, it worked when it needed to work. I think he was great in the middle. And then, so we have a philosophical issue that we have to address. So at the end of the game, when you were, they end up hitting that 3 kind of like, whoa, just like you guys did. It was kind of crazy.
Yes, sir.
So why didn't, when the ball was inbounded, why did you guys decide not to foul?
Great question. We were supposed to.
You were supposed to foul. We were talking back and forth.
We were supposed to foul. So I don't know if you heard me screaming like a lunatic over here, but I was screaming to foul, and finally we got that foul late. But that was our whole game plan. We're coming out, 3-2, run 3 to 4 seconds off the clock, and then foul.
Because you had a triple team situation.
Which was never supposed to happen.
No, and it shouldn't happen ever. You're right. So the triple team happens, and then you end up with the wide open. There's always, like we said, if you double team somebody in the end, there's always one guy open. When you triple team, 2 guys open. We have philosophies. A lot of guys. Some coaches won't foul. So that's good that
No,
you were.
Oh
okay.
yeah, we want to foul. Yes,
Okay.
sir. So that was the game plan, was to let it come in. If hopefully they're not trying to catch and shoot. If he's in catch and shoot motion, we're not fouling. We're just going to contest.
Right.
That's why I put my 3 longest guys up top. So I was like, hey, we'll just play with length and we'll contest it if they want to catch and shoot. If not, let's foul. If he puts the ball on the ground, grab him. That was the game plan.
Yeah.
Instead, he bobbled it. When our tendency, it's chaos. So when we see a bobble, that's our problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a double-edged sword with creating chaos. And
No, I
I think
get
that's
it.
what killed
I
us
get
at the
it.
end, so.
Coach, you got a full week off.
Yes, sir. Need it.
Just-
Yes, sir.
I was about to say,
Really?
does that come at a good time?
Great time.
Yeah.
Great time. I just want to get everybody healthy.
Yeah.
That's our thing. We just told everybody, hey, it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish.
Yeah.
Fluids.
Like fluids and electrolytes.
Fluids.
Yes.
There they are.
Yeah.
Fluids.
So we're gonna take some time off, and we're gonna come back. Hopefully, everybody healthy. And once we're healthy, I think we're a force to be reckoned with when everybody's on board and on health. So
Great game, Coach.
thank
tonight.
you, sir.
That's outstanding.
Really entertaining
Fun.
from our vantage
Appreciate
point.
it. Oh, yeah.
We love coming here. Thank you for
Thank
coming
Stressful.
on.
Thank
but
you,
fun.
guys.
And we'll talk again soon for sure.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
That's
bet.
Coach Farmer following a 68-67 victory over Keene. The loss for the Blackbirds, just their second of the season and their first in 10 games. We'll see what the repercussions are at the top of the D1 standings. But
Man, Nick.
either way, Keene's going to be okay. And Trinity, they
They
helped
are.
themselves out tonight with a win. They're now 9-4.
They did. It was kind of. I never root for anybody individual, to win. Really, I'm here like you to kind of. We observe the game. We have fun watching the game. Like to see things happen that are unique.
Yep.
We saw 2 unique things happen, 2 buzzer beater situations. So it was almost at the point where Keene worked so hard to come back, though, from down so many points. You could feel it. It was a devastating loss for them. It should have been because they were down by so many early, but they fought so hard to come back. So it felt more devastating, whereas on the Trinity side, the comeback itself was devastating for
Right.
them. And you can tell they're down players. They don't have enough. That's why their bench was so short. That's why we didn't see Aurelia very much. And didn't know that. I should have gone over and asked. I meant to go over and ask what was going on with some of the guys.
Well,
but
either way, both teams, I think, have different takeaways for different reasons tonight.
Yes.
Things to build upon and things to improve upon.
Yes, absolutely.
As a result of this
Absolutely.
one. So 68-67, a classic battle,
Oh,
an instant classic tonight.
Wonderful.
Here in Manchester. We thank Coach Farmer for coming on. We thank, of course, the great Mike Connolly, the athletic director here at Trinity, and his top lieutenant, Mike Martinez,
Lieutenant.
for executing on the ground. We appreciate that as usual. Want to thank our 2 men in the trench tonight, John Barron spearheading the setup up here on the stage with us, Matt Beals somewhere in that sea of humanity
He's there.
down there as well.
He's lurking.
After the game winner, he's behind the lens again tonight. Bang-up job, of course, the whole thing orchestrated flawlessly by the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, our director, Ben Beals, back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For executive producer, Steve Beals, and my partner, Justin Gorham, my name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Trinity 68, Keene 67. This has been a presentation of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire Game of the Week, presented by Beals Insurance.